I want race fans to understand these guys built it. It's just not some stuff that happened a long time ago and it doesn't matter anymore. That we stand on their shoulders. All of us that love the sport, whether we know it or not, they built it.
And now you did some racing yourself, some SCCA stuff, and you were kind of successful at it. Do you feel that that experience of being on the track behind the wheel racing a car yourself also kind of shines out through your writing?
Well, you're the first person. I've done a number of different interviews, and that's a great question. You're the first person that's asked me that. Yes, I feel so, and not so much of like driving on the track because the tracks I drove on Riverside and Willow Springs and Laguna. I was out in California, and obviously, those are modern facilities. Even back in the day, I was driving. But what informed me was working on the cars, and I can't tell you how many times I had jack stands and I was getting underneath the cars, doing something. Like one time, I had to change out a pressure relief valve on the engine, and it rained, and I got oil all over me, and I was wet because it rained. I'm on a blanket that's soaked in wet grass, and I didn't have a transporter or a motor coach. Paul Newman did, and he was at a couple of my races, but that's another matter. I felt like I was operating as I pulled from that in there's a scene where Barney and his buddy Tom Cooper are at Grosse Pointe in the first book, and were frustrated with wheel bearings on Barney's Winton Racer. The axle was a bit warped and it was ruining the wheel bearings, so they had to keep changing them out. And so I described that, and I very much drew from my personal experience working on the car to inform what I needed to have to set that scene.